Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to the channel. If this is your first time, my name's Gareth. This is Books, Songs and Other Magic. And today I'm talking about the Ben Reads Good Challenge. So this is a challenge that Ben from the Ben Reads Good channel sets up at the beginning of the year, and it's a year-long challenge, and there's 12 different prompts, one for each month. And this is the second year I've done it. The first year I sort of tapered off at the end, and this year I thought it'd be nice in May to see how I'm getting on. And it's interesting. I do think that when a book challenge is a year long, I find it really easy to lose focus on it. This is one of the issues that I had with the Historathon, which I really enjoyed doing, but I found it hard to stick with it. It's a long period of time to be focused on one thing, so you end up sort of leaving it for a bit and going, oh my god, I haven't looked at this for ages, so I thought in May, let's have a look at where we are. So check out Ben's channel. I'm going to link it below, but his channel's brilliant, and it's really nice because I've met him a number of times now because of the BookTube meetups, quite often in London, but in other places. And there's one next month, so hopefully he's going to be there. I can see him again. But yeah, I'm going to go through each one up to May, and then I'm going to carry on talking about what I can read that's linked to these prompts. So the first one, January, was renamed Scranuary, and it was about books with food or drink in the title. That was fine. I read the third book in the Barsoom series from Edgar Rice Burroughs called The Warlord of Mars, which I quite enjoyed. So that was fine. I wanted to do a few other bits and just refer to chocolate bars. So I was going to read something from, I think I might have read something from the Penguin book of short stories, and I was going to try and read something with the word club in it. What was it? Oh yeah, the Thursday Murder Club. I was going to read that because of the club biscuit, the chocolate bar, and Mars is obviously where I was spinning off there because of the Mars bar, which is a lovely thing. I love the Mars bars. So yeah, Warlord of Mars was for January. February was February, and it was to read something either set in Australia or by an Australian author. And I was going to read Eden Glassy, which is a highly recommended, highly praised book that shows you a lot of historical context for what Australia is like now. I think that's from what I understand. I think it's a bit of both, kind of contemporary Australia and historical Australia, I think. And certainly you learn a lot about the First Nation people. So that's February, and I didn't do it. I didn't read it. I didn't get to it. So that was a bit of a balls up. But there is a prompt that you can do instead if like you get one chance to do this other one, and I can't for the life of me remember what the substitute prompt is, but that could be a thing for February if I can try and keep to the others. So March was to read a book that is linked to a film that has been nominated or won an Oscar. So a book linked to film adaptations. So I did read Frankenstein. I reread Frankenstein, and actually Guillermo del Toro's recent Frankenstein won 3 Oscars. It won for costume design, best makeup, and hairstyle. So that was Frankenstein. But I also read Walter Tevis's book The Hustler, which I loved. So The Hustler, I couldn't find my copy of that, but that was something I definitely read, and I kind of had that on the radar because of that prompt. So I was trying to stay focused on the challenge, and I would definitely recommend the Hustler to anybody that's curious. It was Walter Tevis's first book, and now I've got Mockingbird to read by Walter Tevis. You see that there? I'm going to read Mockingbird at some point soon. So yeah, The Hustler was my main pick for that, and that definitely won an Oscar when it came out. April is about the Women's Prize, and the thing with that was that, so I didn't get this one out, but I was going to read Fire Rush for that one about the women's prize for fiction, but I didn't get to it. So this was in April, but I'm wondering if I can read that in the next few months. Maybe I can pretend I read it in April. This is definitely a book I want to read. This was highly praised when it came out, and I'll just read the back. Yamoye lives for the weekend when she can go raving with her friends at the Crypt, an underground club on the outskirts of London. Then everything changes. Yamoye meets Moose, who she falls deeply in love with and who offers her the chance of freedom and escape. After their relationship is brutally cut short, Yamoye goes on a thematic journey of transformation that leads her to Jamaica, where past and present collide with explosive consequences. So I think this one explores heritage and race and the treatment of people of colour, I think, and it's all with this backdrop of the London music scene. So yeah, this is supposed to be really good, but I didn't read it. So that was in April. In May, it's titled Made to Last. So Made to Last. And it was quite a simple one. Read something that was published before the year 2000. So I actually definitely fulfilled that one, because I read Left Hand of Darkness as part of the Ursula K. Le Guin deep dive we're doing in the group, the read along, which was great. And there's going to be a live stream coming up soon about Left Hand of Darkness. And a real revelation for me, Frederick Brown's What Mad Universe. I read that one as well, which came out, let's see if I can read this without my glasses. It came out in 1949. It's crazy. It doesn't read like that, I tell you. So this was one that I read specifically, really. Always wanted to read it, but I was reading it with Gavin in mind, because you'll notice that when it gets to that date, there's going to be a discussion about this book on Gavin's channel. So those were definitely books that linked to that prompt. Okay, June is the Reading Shame Forgiveness month. So this is an interesting one because it's also June on the Range, and I will be doing a video about June on the Range, but I just will say that for me, the Reading Shame Forgiveness month is a great thing to link to June on the Range, because I still haven't read Richard Matheson's Western stuff, and it's ridiculous because I am a completist. I'm an enormous fan, and I absolutely love Richard Matheson. I can't tell you how much I love Richard Matheson. I've got 3 of his Westerns here, and I still haven't read them. So I need to do that. So I'll probably read The Gunfight first. I'm not sure. But anyway, yeah. I need to read these. This is definitely part of my Reading Shame that I could include for the Reading Shame Forgiveness month. Richard Matheson, the man was a genius. But there's a couple of other things here. The Reading Shame Rendezvous with Rama by Arthur C. Clarke. I want to read that, and I still haven't read it, and it needs to be read. You know, it's a bit irritating I haven't read it yet. This one, Charlie Kaufman's Ant, kind of had this so long. I'm kind of intimidated by it. I really would love to like it, but I don't know, because his films are either completely adorable and I love them to pieces, and they're completely mad, but fresh and exciting and different and inventive and compelling and all that, or they're pretty slow, bleak, depressing, existentialist meanderings. So this could be a mixture of both. It could be neither. I don't know. But this is a book that I was freaked out when I saw it, thinking, oh my God, Charlie Kaufman's written a book. And I haven't read it. So this is one that's in my Reading Shame, because I've wanted to read it so much, but I've also been a bit worried about it because I'd love to like it. And just on the subject of the Reading Shame thing, this has been a book that I've been meaning to reread for ages, because I need to I need to write the sequel to it, and that's The Brown Yelp Gang, my last novel. And finally, I've started to read it, because I'm reading it out loud for my Patreons on my Patreon service. So I've filmed the first 2 chapters, but I am going to read the whole book, and that gives me that springboard into writing the sequel, which is going to be called The Brownie Up Gang Goes to Pieces. So yeah, if you are curious, then check out my Patreon. It wasn't just a plug. That is genuinely something that was getting on my nerves, that I hadn't reread it to be able to do the sequel. So that was the June prompt for the Reading Shame Forgiveness Month. July is True Lie. July, True Lie, non-fiction stuff. So on that front, since I did the announcement video, I've actually bought 2 books. So I now got a book biography of Janis Joplin I'd like to read, Going Down with Janis, which might be a bit saucy, I'm not sure. She lived quite a wild life, but also probably not as much of a wild life, but a similar period of time. Death of a Rebel, Phil Oakes. I really want to read this. I'm a huge Phil Oakes fan, so I really can't wait to read that. And there's a book that I bought, which I'm really keen to read, which fits well with that prompt that I'm pretty sure I'll read, which is World Without End, which is a massive graphic novel, which is really an exploration of the climate issues around the world, and about energy, and about companies, and about the nature of the sea, about our treatment of the fuel around the world, and capitalism, consumerism, globalism, all the isms that interact with this issue. So that is definitely something I want to read as well. So that sort of fits really well with True Lie for July. August is All Ghost. So ghost stories. So there is a book that I could read in that month, if I haven't read it, for Horror Mayhem, is A Head Full of Ghosts. So that's definitely on my radar. Everyone loves that book. So that's something I can read for that prompt. And then I'm not going to go through the whole year, but September is about reading Booker Prize winners. And Percival Everett is an example of that, and I've got James there. So that could be the one I read for that. So there we are. I'm still certainly in it with spirit. Oh yeah, the other thing, of course, is that if I don't get to James in that month, I probably will still be adhering to the prompt, because I'm doing this project with Greg to read all of J.G. Ballard's short stories. We may have finished this book at that point. Yeah, we probably have finished it. We're probably on the 2nd volume. So we are reading the 88 stories in this collection. And J.G. Ballard is a Booker Prize winner as well. Anyway, so there we are. That's where we are with the Ben Reads Good challenge. It's quite fun doing these challenges, but you also feel like, oh my God, I haven't got something into that month, or I've let that one go, like I did with the February Australian one. But we'll see. So hats off to Ben. Please check out his channel. Give me a comment below if you've got anything to say about any of those books. And thank you so much for watching. Big thank you to the new subscribers. Check out my Patreon if you're curious. Massive thanks to the people that have tipped me on the Buy Me a Coffee service. And speak to you soon. Stay curious, everybody.